Instagram Stories for Monday, September 16th. I'm your host, Daniel Hill. On Mondays, we talk about what the head of Instagram, Adam Mosseri, shared on his Ask Me Anything. Let's dive right into the questions. The first one, is it bad for reach to edit a post right after you post it? It's a good question. I personally often post things and then realize I forgot to tag my wife, or I wanted to add a song to it, or something else that would be making that post better. Does it affect your reach? Here's his answer.
No. If you want to edit a post right after you post it because you had a typo or there's an easy mistake, go ahead and do it. It's not going to affect your reach. I do it all the time.
Let's go into the next question. Why do my Insta Reels have many more views when pushed automatically to Facebook? I would say that the answer to that is kind of obvious. There are many, many people on Facebook, some of which are not on Instagram. And any chance where you have an opportunity for the algorithm to show your content to people who don't follow you, if you want that, then that's an ideal situation. And that's what's going to happen because Facebook is going to show it to people who likely do not follow you. Here's Adam's answer to why do my Insta Reels have many more views when pushed automatically to Facebook?
If make sure that your posts on Instagram are eligible to be shown as recommendations on Facebook, it'll increase your reach because it'll be able to reach more people. And if you look at the sum of everybody who's on Instagram and Facebook, it's bigger than just the number of people who are on Instagram.
The next question, do carousels appear on the Reels tab when audio is added? At first, when I saw this question, I thought the answer is no, but it turns out that is something Instagram is working on. I'm going to let Adam explain.
We are starting to incorporate photos and reels when you are swiping through videos. I think we're starting actually first when you get to the video viewer from going from feed, but eventually, hopefully, will be there if you're interested in them, and it won't be if you aren't. So we're working and exploring that space.
Okay, we are going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about whether or not you should have a creator account and if it's worth creating a new account if your existing one has gone stagnant. Stick around. Welcome back. The next question, is it worth creating a new account if your existing one of many years has gone stagnant? I would say that generally you wouldn't want to create a new account unless you have some kind of really specific reason for wanting to do so, like you had bought fake followers or something like that and you wanted to start from scratch. But generally, I would say to rebrand that existing account, get rid of the spam followers if you can manually, and continue to use that account. Here's Adam's answer.
Not necessarily, but it can be a reasonable thing to do. In general, if you haven't used an account in a long time, you still have a set of followers. We don't have a lot of data, so we don't really know how interested they are in your content. But if you start posting, your content will definitely be eligible, and we'll learn over time, and hopefully you can build back up whatever you had going on. But if where you want to take your Instagram presence is completely different from your old account, then it might not be a terrible idea to start from scratch, but you do need to build up your follower base from scratch.
The next question, do I need to switch to a creator account if I want to be a professional creator? I would say the main advantage of having a creator account is that you have access to the analytics, what Instagram calls insights. You also have the ability to add buttons onto your profile. So if you wanted someone to email you or be able to get in touch with you directly via phone or some other method, or make a booking, you can have tons of options through your profile page. I think that's the main advantages of having a creator account versus having a personal account. A personal account can be private. If you wanted to do that, you probably wouldn't be a creator at that point, but you do have more restrictive options that you can do with a personal account. Generally though, if you want to be a creator, you should have a creator account.
You don't need to, but you should. In general, the accounts don't usually gate features. Every once in a while we do that, but usually we try not to. But they do come with a set of defaults that are the most appropriate and useful based on what kind of account you are, a business, a creator, or just an average user. So if you are a creator, I would highly suggest opting into a professional creator account because we will be able to set you up with a bunch of things that would be helpful for you as a creator. Your professional dash, easier access to insights, and everything else that is appropriate for a creator.
And the last question we're going to talk about today, why don't you use more music on your profile? Does it not matter? This is interesting what the person is asking. Adam Mosseri has said historically that using music on photos does help. People look at the photos longer if there is music attached to the photo. However, using it on your profile page the person may or may not spend more time on your profile page because they see that you have music. I've never heard any corresponding statistics about that, so I can't really comment on it. But the person's asking if it really matters or if it's Adam's personal preference to not do it. I think it's personal preference in his case. Here's his answer.
I should use more music on my profile, but in general, I feel like it's not as aligned with what people are interested in hearing from me, which is usually just explanations and updates on what's going on Instagram. Whereas if I was creating more entertaining content, I think music might be more appropriate. But still, I'll try to share some.
Okay, that is going to do it for the Ask Me Anything with Adam Mosseri. On Friday, when I recorded the weekend edition of the show, I said, go create some content, and I promised to make a video. I saw a funny TikTok, and I wanted to make my own version, and I promised you all I would do it. I did. So if you can, please check my account at Daniel Hill Media. Hopefully you like it. Give it a comment or a like if it's funny for you. And I would super appreciate it. If you created something over the weekend that you think is funny or entertaining, send it to me. I would love to see it. As always, thank you for listening, and be sure to come back next time for more social media news, strategy, and other things that you need to know about.
Let me tell you a couple things that you should know about me. A product manager but do not have a bachelor's degree. But actually that's factually a fraction of me. Another fraction's posting content irregular and irrationally. Still probably won't get a job at the Gram. They forgot, they don't know, or don't care who I am. That's why you never see me at the parties and events. My lack of followers must make me irrelevant. Don't have a course, a book to sell to make a bag of grand. Not a social media marketer, don't represent any brands. Plain to see, don't have an agency, but I got a lot of spam. Just putting in the work, without the glitz and glam. Won't catch me eating fish, unless it's shrimp or clam. No six pack, no risk that, there's a gym card in my hand. Don't have a full-time job, but I got a lot of plans. Stay plotting, dropping knowledge on TikTok and Instagram.